Good morning, Sacred Spiritual Healer, with your morning general read for energy. Hope all is well on this sunny morning, although very bitter cold on the East Coast. Very bitter cold. Alright, I'm going to get some overall energy for Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, please, for their general read. Divine Feminine, thank you. That was fast. Divine Masculine, please. Hang on. Divine Masculine, please. No. Ooh, Divine Masculine. Here you go. Great energy. Wow. Cool. This waxing moon. How cool is that? Also, just to note, the swan, not only is it about mirroring to your divine counterpart, it's the swan is in the book from page 111, so it's 111. How cool is that, right? So this is the mystic, very elegant. She has imprints on herself, creativity. This is like the goddess energy, but she knows that her beauty is from within and shines outwardly. The divine couple are mirroring one another as she's healing and sending out her positive vibes and her light to her divine masculine. It heals him. The divine masculine is, this is the divinity, the reconnectivity, wisdom. This is also like the awakening and your third eye chakra. So perhaps they're using their third eye more. It's also the belief of magic, right? To believe in the possibilities that are out there in the ethers, the possibilities of the unicorn or magic, which is all energy, and we are energy. Everything is energy. That energy is all there is. And so to believe anything is possible is a very good, strong point. Alright, let's get the readings for the Divine Feminine, please. Just what I want to see. Well, okay, it's very good. It's the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine, Truth, Precise Messages. Wow. Okay. Sorry, I know I was quiet while I was shuffling them. I was trying to get the energy. It's a little bit mixed here. So this is the Divine Feminines, this is the Divine Masculines, and of course we have for the Feminines mirroring the Masculines, trying to make a decision. And the Unicorn, the Masculines believing in the possibilities, right? So the Divine Feminine realizing that she has pulled back, she's pulled back her energy regarding the connection because of situations, whether it be the devil energy or it was three-party situations, but she had to set her boundaries up. And by setting her boundaries up, that she pulled her energy back, and then he, of course, went into this Eight of Swords energy. It was like, what do you mean there's boundaries? Thought I could have anything I wanted, any way I wanted it, all of them. But then, because the Divine Feminine's light is shining so bright, because she's the High Priestess, so she glows from the inside out, right? And that confidence, that empowerment, especially once you set your boundaries, it's showing yourself self-love, and that causes you to shine brighter, and so then that's very attractive to other suitors, per se. So, Divine Feminine getting other offers from other suitors, but while she is still going within and listening to Spirit Guide, the direction, and sending positive energy and focusing on the Divine Cup, keeping in mind that she has options if she wants to, you know, go out for a night or whatever. There are options around her being offered. So if you haven't yet received offers, they are on their way. Again, about options for the Divine Feminine. The Masculine's on the other side of the water, doesn't want to cross those waters, even though they may seem calmer than the area that he's at. But the Divine Feminine has options all around her, and the Divine Masculine is starting to sense this energetically. He will know in the spiritual realm, in the 5D, his energy and your energy, they feel that another masculine, male, feminine, whatever energy, competition, I guess should be a better word, but they feel that energy coming in towards and around the Divine Feminine, which is causing them to feel like they're being stabbed in the back, because she set boundaries, which made him feel like he's self-imposed struggles. Oh no, I've got to meet these boundaries. And then when the energy of other people, that she might be entertaining someone else, or the notion of someone else. And I mean entertain in a consideration, not entertainment. For some reason I had to explain that, whoever was thinking something other than. So he's feeling left out in the cold now. He feels like he was stabbed in the back because she's considering, or allowing their energy in her field. But they are still listening to she's still listening to his telepathic communication with her. They're still staying connected telepathically, still online for this journey, using her, being strong and courageous within herself, with her solar plexus chakra. Her heart chakra is open. She's listening to her higher self. She's very much the High Priestess in her power. She's trying to not worry about that person over there. That's the karmic energy, Queen of Wands, very fiery, angry, but this Queen of Wands knows about the Divine Feminine. She knows that you and her man, or your Divine Masculine, or however that plays out, this karmic knows that you have a special connection, not only energetically, but that you have the ability to speak to one another telepathically. And I rates her to think that that's all he thinks about is her. The Divine Feminine is stepping up in her teaching power, taking you know, trying to encourage others to take a stand in their beliefs, to stop hiding behind their beliefs, old belief systems at that, and to step into their power. So she is taking to the platforms of teaching and helping others, possibly healing, and of course keeping her spirit guides close at hand, but also keeping that telepathic connection with her divine masculine close to her as well. So perhaps someone is on social media teaching others about the journey, or the YouTube channel teaching them about the journey. Okay, because this energy is here, that this karmic is sending negative energy towards this connection. The Tower moment is here, trying to bring things out in the open. Regarding the masculine, regarding the third parties, fourth parties, etc. But this is the top, like the can of the worms being opened. The top of this is being opened up so that the things that are no longer serve you are being released out into the ethers. This makes you feel like you've hit rock bottom, or is going to be very painful, but it's going to move you along for growth. It perhaps will cause you to turn to the other person for assistance or for help. But like with every tower and every trigger, it's a lesson that we need to grow from, to go within, heal ourselves one more time or again, and grow from this tower. It's another lesson that's on our path. And as we always say, it always gets darkest before you reach that next level, through that next gate of ascension. Right? So again, like we said, the divine masculines are feeling self-imposed trapped a little bit. They could just unravel their hands and cover their eyes and see with their before them that they're really just being stubborn about this. Even though they're being very passionate, they're being stubborn in their decision making, and just stepping up to the plate and meeting these boundaries. Again, the Ten of Swords is the ending of this situation, of ending of pain, ending of the being stabbed in the back. These perhaps this is a karmic, or this is also his spirit guide nudging him to see if he's still alive, if he's gonna make it, right? Moving him along. In the meantime, all he can think about day and night is the Lovers, his counterpart, the divine feminine. He has all the tools within him to make this grow, to bring forth this offer. And he has the cup, and he has it ready, and he knows that that's what he wants to do. But he's self-imposing this prison of himself regarding his Queen of Cups, the divine feminine. He's also, because she's put him in this situation, or feeling this way, self-imposed again in his mind space. He doesn't know if she's going to accept his offer. She's got her cup, hand over his cup of love. He feels that she's being over-emotional. But she is keeping her toes tipped into the connection through the waters, but she's healing herself in her throne of power, her authority, healing herself, and she's going into her soul purpose, her mission to teach others. The divine masculine can't help but contemplate and think over and over about the three-party situation and the options, and how the divine feminine let him go or released him is not in communication with him. He does sense that her energy still somewhat, but for the most part he knows that that energy's been pulled back, been tamed. He's sitting in his throne building his pentacles. He is ignoring the sensual or sexual offers from the karmic or other karmics around him, other women, men, whatever, and also ignoring the devil energy. This could be smoking, drinking, gambling, just could be overworking even, But he's building his pentacles, and he's also working on listening to more to his intuition and holding on to the belief of this connection. The possibilities, which goes with the possibilities of unicorns, possibility of the magic of this, how it makes him feel like it's he doesn't even know why this makes him feel so alive. He knows it's something magical, that the possibilities are endless. Like I said, he's listening to his intuition that this is possible. So he's having the belief in the possibility of moving forward with this connection. He's very passionate and very stubborn as well, claiming his stubbornness, his bull. There's two bulls here, one on each side. So it also represents that he has to choose. Is he going to choose the karmic or the divine feminine? And he keeps putting his hand down, and like he's going to keep this one, and his wand is still touching this one over here, like he doesn't want to give up on either. He's being stubborn about the fact that she set boundaries, and you don't get both. So, Spirit, let's clarify the Four of Cups for the Divine Feminine regarding her choices. New love coming in. You have new love offers. Love offers just meaning someone to come in and schmooze you, maybe take you to dinner, go to a Christmas show, that sort of thing. And then, of course, the possibility could be for more, but that would be up to you. We all have self-will. We all have choices. Whether we choose right or wrong, we then pay the price, right, of the karma that follows that choice. What is it like? Actions have consequences. Four of Cups, please, Spirit, to the Divine Feminine. Yes, just what we said. Exactly. See, yes, you have two suitors. But the battle was the communications regarding her, in this one here, was she had to set her boundaries, take a stand because of the three-party situation. There's three other women involved in this emperor's life. And so the Divine Feminine here was making her claims, staking her boundaries, that they are not going to be able to pass through that. Alright, so the Divine Feminine with these other cups here has to choose other offers coming in from a King of Cups, who's already self-healed, loving himself, or the Emperor, who is her Divine Masculine, and in his emotions, but thinking that he's holding on to the wand with the flame as well, though. He's holding on to the hope, the magic. Seven of Cups with options once again, Spirit. For the Divine Feminine, the option. What's the option? Clarify the options card. The burdens. Seven of Cups, it's actually a burden. She's laying down the burden of the boundaries always being, this three-party situation, the lies, the deceit. It was just getting too much to carry. She had to set down the burdens and set boundaries, because she knew she had other options. That this was a toxic relationship to her high vibration, and that he needs to step up his game to raise the vibration, to step into the Hierophant energy, right? Clarify the Page of Wands for the Divine Feminine. Clarify the Page of Wands for the Divine Feminine. Okay, the Page of Wands for Divine Feminine. Okay, that's Spirit. Some days I just want to take all the cards out of the deck that have the three-party situation. Okay, so Six of Pentacles, there were three other women, but there wasn't equal give and take. There wasn't balance with three other women involved. Plus there's three birds here. He knows the Divine Feminine turned her back on the multiple, cups of love. She wants calm waters. Page of Wands, he knows the Divine Feminine is has communicated already that she is moving forward, not for greener pastures, but until these, boundaries were met, she's going to heal herself and move forward in her mission. She's manifesting this new beginning, these new options, perhaps even a brighter tomorrow, but she's also manifesting her new business or her new ability to step into mission. And this here, speaking of mission, this kind of reminds me of missions, right? With how in the desert they walk across the desert in Bible times, like with the staff. So this also looks like someone getting ready to go into mission, walking across the dry land, just her and her spirit guides. He's the King of Pentacles. He's working on his pentacle, sitting in his throne over there, knowing still that she lights the way for him. She is taking the leap of faith and moving forward, and she's got her spirit guides at her side. Clarify the karmic Queen of Wands. Clarify the karmic Queen of Wands. Clarify the karmic Queen of Wands. Yes. A decision. He couldn't make the decision, so she made it for him, basically. It was in reverse. Moving it this way, the decision's been made. Two of Swords. These two swords are not crisscrossed like no decision. These are separate. She has her hand on one sword, like she made the decision, and this sword is behind her. There's also two birds here to represent the decision. Someone was chosen, but it's in reverse. Divine Masculine couldn't decide the karmic or the High Priestess. So the High Priestess made that decision for him, taking herself out of the option because of all the sleepless nights, the pain and sorrow from the deceit, the lies, the mind games. She's no longer going to be juggled like an option, no longer going to be an option. I just keep seeing no longer an option. He had multiple women over here, even though Divine Great Spirit had illuminated this divine cup, this divine offer, and he ignored it. Clarify the Six of Wands, which, remember, Divine Feminines was all part of their growth and our lessons, our learning and our growing, so that we would set our boundaries, so we would go in and heal ourselves, so that we would have the death and rebirth of our soul and transform. We had to hit rock bottom just like they do, and we lead them. So if they are currently going through, perhaps this is them in their transformation and their dark night of the soul. Clarify the Six of Wands. For some, not all. Some have already gone through all that. Some are ready to move forward with the rebirth of their soul. Yeah, exactly. The death, the rebirth. I can't make it up. Alright? Done being juggled with these pentacles. And these two here were damaged. They weren't even real pentacles. They were fake. They were something it was an illusion, these pentacles. Right? So there was the death of rebirth of her soul and spirit protects the inner child by keeping it separate from this death and rebirth, and then joins them again, together again. That's what I'm hearing. She knows that she has a lot of work to do on this magnificent, it's like the gallery of life, or this, what do you, tapestry? It's like gallery, like an artist. Maybe somebody's an artist, but this woman's painting this picture here, the Three of Pentacles, putting the work in. She's willing to do the work in creating this new tapestry, creating this new way, this new world. Regarding her King of Swords, he's over there. Seven of Swords, laid down the burdens that no longer serve her. She, Six of Swords, took the swords and is moving on by herself, which caused the Tower, and like with this card, mirrored. So this Tower would have happened to both. It's not down here because it's all the same deck, but the Tower, we mirrored. That's what this card is telling us, that because we mirrored, he too, this caused a Tower for them as well, which would have caused this transformation. But she's working on Eight of Pentacles. Clarify the Tower card. Oops, hang on. That wasn't, it'll come back out. Clarify the Tower card. The Devil. Because he was toxic to her high vibration. The Devil energy of the three-party situations, the drinking, the, you know, the deceit. Got tongues that flipped over. Yeah. Oh, that was there. Alright, so the Devil energy, the Tower is all about that Devil energy. She had to set her boundaries because he was bringing her vibration down. He was halting her growth and her inner glow, her vibration, high vibration. So she had to set her boundaries so that he would then go through that transformation, death, and rebirth himself. Because it was causing her too much pain, the Eight of Swords. And she was feeling left out in the cold. Okay. Anything else for the Tower? It will cause him to surrender to the divine. It will cause him to surrender to the divine feminine. Eight of Swords for the masculine spirit. Eight of Swords for the masculines. Eight of Swords for the masculines. Divine masculines, please. Yeah, some of the things that were causing that his Devil energy, spirit saying, was because the clouds, he just kept allowing things to attack their connection from the outside source. This is like ending. He's finally turning his back to allowing that and putting an end, hopefully. But some of the Tower was, or his Devil energy was being greedy. He was holding on to all his material possessions and putting them at, his material possessions and his money is a priority in his life. He thought that his material possessions and money was who he was, that made him who he was, that that's how people saw him, was someone who had all these things. But it was a faulty foundation ready to break down, and it had to crumble. Hence the Tower. he took a good look in the mirror and saw that he didn't like who he saw in the mirror and knew he had to change. So judgment came in to rectify the situation. Again, it looks like the dark night of the soul, having to take a good look at himself in the mirror. And so he's gone through that transformation, that death and rebirth, and Spirit is carrying him through this. But he had to go through that tower moment, and this tower moment was something that was public, so whatever it was that happened for his tower moment was other people saw this happen, other people saw the games, the masks he was wearing, the way he was treating the Divine Feminine or all these other women, his wife, etc. Other people watched, other people saw it come crumbling down on him. This devil energy, again, this is wearing the multiple masks. The shadow side was very dark, even though he knew that the Divine Feminine was the light, and she drew out the good in him, she drew out the light in him, but all these things that he had to correct were the devil side, the dark side, wearing multiple masks, being someone else, feeling bound to the karmic. Wow, it's a lot for one card. Ten of Swords, clarify the Ten of Swords. This looks like the transformation, the death, rebirth. Yes, the one that put the last sword in the back was that three-party situation. Of course, something stunk here as well because they were considering it a game. There were rocks thrown, gossip spread about the Divine Feminine. He was trying to pretend to be, maybe be above the Divine Feminine, although it was just a game in the workplace for some, or it was a game to them on how they treat women. And Spirit has had to come in and allow this to happen so that they could look at it from another perspective. Okay, this was in reverse, so it's the Magician card. When it's in reverse, it's more of the trickster. The game, thank you, Spirit. The game was trickster. It was perhaps just seeing what would happen if he played that mind game with in alluring, or to see almost like a notch in his belt, a feather in his cap, I don't know. Maybe it was a contest between him and his buddies. But Spirit showed him that it was all an illusion. The way he was being, he has to turn his back to that and walk away if he wants to come out of the cold and put an end to the Ten of Swords. This is an ending of the pain, the gap between the two. Spirit's shown him this is the Ebenezer Scrooge card. You should probably hear me tell it on everyone when I get this. Is where Spirit here is showing him the masks he wore and the way he was being, the deceit, the three-party situations or the games, mind games, etc. A lot of deceit, a lot of games, a lot of lies have been told from this. But that's the Divine Masculines. Once they have their rebirth, right, and then they will do the inner healing and come out of that energy and be a new person. Spirit wants me to remind you that you won't even recognize your Divine Masculine once they have their rebirth from this energy, because they won't be this way anymore. They will be a new person. Lovers. Clarify the Lovers. Okay, still some devil energy regarding a lover, and people again were watching this person. I don't know why. Clarify the Lovers. Clarify the Lovers. What broke them up perhaps with the devil energy? What set the block? Spirit saying that the devil energy is still the block of them coming together. it's going to be an ending to the old way, and they're planting a new seed for a new rebirth, a new cycle. Putting things behind them that no longer serve them. Five of Swords, being someone they were not, again with the masks, illusions of thinking that they were this person or that person when, so at work they were acting like this mask or this person, and at home they were acting like this person with a different mask, and with the guys they were wearing a different mask perhaps. But they were hiding themselves, true selves. They were fooling themselves even. They don't even know themselves. They don't know how to be themselves. So this person might not talk about themselves because they don't even know who they really are, because they're always pretending to be someone they're not. Anything else? Okay, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is the High Priestess. He knows she's a High Priestess. He knows her energy. He knows that her light shines and illuminates his deceit. So he is afraid to come to her and surrender, because he knows that she shines so brightly. She illuminates his darkness. She illuminates the lies, deceits, the three-party situation, and she brings that truth in front of him on a platter to say, hey, what mask are you wearing today? Ask yourself, what mask are you wearing today? And the Sun card is here in reverse regarding three-party situation. It's nothing to celebrate. It's only going to cause a lot of fire energy here, storm clouds, fights, hate, anger, I mean, not hate. Spirit corrected me fast on that word. Three of Wands, Spirit. Clarify 3 Wands. So he finally took a good look in the mirror when she said, what mask are you wearing today? And with all the heated words that has occurred on this moment here, he looked in the mirror to see he didn't like who he was being, and he tried to go within and find himself. Now he's ready to dance to the beat of his own drum and be the King of Cups, face his emotions. While he's going to be doing this slow as a turtle, but he will be, he's working on opening his heart so that he can communicate this to the Divine Feminine, to his High Priestess. Anything else, Spirit? Remember, Divine Feminines or Divine Masculines watching, that the Divine Feminine's already, not that we didn't have devil energy or wear different masks or have, I'm going to say sins, because pretty much what it is to me. It seems like a sinful way of living. But we had that energy before we had our transformation. We had that energy before we had our rebirth, our awakening. Before we grew into and stepped into power of the High Priestess, we cleaned all that out first. We were the leader, the Divine Feminines, or the chaser. So it's not that we are innocent here. We're not a pure angel and before the High Priestess moment. But we've seen what mask we were wearing, and we took care of all that. King of Pentacles is Princess of Drums, the coins, protecting, going within and healing himself, focusing on himself and his home life, stability, loving self, healing. Doing what needs to be done for the betterment. So that he can celebrate. Emperor. Clarify the Emperor. So the Justice card comes in here with the Emperor, and the vultures are going to clean up all those masks he wore and get rid of them, and it's going to, Justice is going to balance the scales on all the pain and the hurt that was caused, hence the Dark Night of the Soul moment. So it's going to leave the Divine Masculine feeling naked, feeling vulnerable, so, but in that sense he can see his true self. The White Buffalo, Half-Woman Spirit is Knight of Coins, Knight of Drums, coming forward with a gift, the promise that you'll never be without what you need. Because this, again, Spirit showed the masculine that he was being something he wasn't. He's got horns or antlers here, and illuminated his devil energy, illuminated the snake within him to say, this is how you're being, the deceit, the lies, and this is how, almost putting him in the Divine Feminine shoes so that he could see things from another perspective. I'm hearing he has gone through now the cocoon stage of the caterpillar, melted down, grew his wings, and is coming out a transformed person with that soul rebirth. He's radiant and not a zombie like the other earthlings anymore. But take flight. He's ready to take, spread his wings and fly. So he will be coming to the Divine Feminine soon with communication, because now he's been awakened. Spirit has shown him the error of the ways, the way he was being, the mask he was wearing. He's healed through this transformation. He's been healed of those devil energies. Anything else? So he's taking the leap of faith and moving forward, not letting anything hold him back, not even the karmic. She may have a hold on him, but it won't hold him back. Once he decides to leap towards his Empress, there's no stopping him. Empress is the High Priestess, of course. Oh, and Ace of Wands wanted to come out. I was going to put... Well, that was weird. It's weird, my phone just came on. Ace of Swords wanted to come out. I was going to put it back, but this just verifies that Ace of Swords comes out to say this is the truth. Shooting for the stars with a new beginning. Okay. What advice do you have for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine in this connection? So Divine Masculines, keep focusing on the possibilities of healing, the possibilities that are there for you, because as you go in and hope or heal yourself and try to heal yourself as well, then all things are possible. And Divine Feminine, continue on your journey, your soul purpose, your mission. Spirit says to continue on doing you until the masculine is ready. He will come to you as the High Priestess. The High Priestess doesn't chase. High Priestess works on her mission and sits in her throne and awaits her masculine to come when he's ready, when he's strong enough to come before her. Confront your dark side, confront the demons within you, confront your shadow side, things that need to be healed. Divine Feminines with opportunity beckons. This is the infinity symbol, but don't turn your back on opportunity as well. Your third eye chakra, go within and heal. In Divine Feminine, you dedicated efforts to your, again, painting this masterpiece. Your you're being a co-creator, you're creating this new masterpiece of your life, the masterpiece of your life, yes. If you ask yourself a question, a yes or no answer, when I pull these out, sometimes we get a yes or a no, so that will answer your question. Someone has spell work at play / blame, to blame for your being held back, there's a binding spell on someone. Spirit says there's a binding spell, but if you do it's on the masculines or a masculine, just one or more. But if you go kind of like when you cut your cords of things that don't serve you, you could do the similar ritual with the anthem and cut any attachments or cords to that spell work that was being done regarding a binding. If you're in that facility or area, most likely it's by the karmic. Check in their environment if they have a voodoo doll or a small doll-like thing with a rope around it, perhaps. I'm seeing almost just a small, something that looks like a doll with rope on it. Swim downstream, go with spirit's flow. That door is closed for your highest self. So when you keep trying to swim upstream and get through one way and it's just not working, just go with the flow of what spirit's directing you to. Listen to your intuition. Don't worry what or where the karmic is at, although I would check on the spell work. Body, mind, soul, nurture all three. Listen to your intuition. Nurture your unique talents. Get into mission. Yes. Also, if you check what your north node is, okay. Check what your north node is. That usually is, the north node is going to give you the hint of what your soul purpose is, what you came reincarnated to earth to do. Alright? So, once you figure that out, see what you're passionate about, what you really like to do, and then put it into work for the mission, for the soul purpose. DM is protecting you from the karmic harsh words or from that spell work I just heard. So perhaps the masculine knows that the divine karmic does magic. He might know that she does voodoo in her craft room or something. I don't know why I just heard a craft room. Release fear of your truth and have mercy on yourself or you. Yeah, so when you're forgiving other people, especially for the divine masculines going through this, you have to, like when you're doing your healing, you're going to go within and heal those people as a child that hurt you or caused you, to feel like you were abandoned, etc. But most importantly, then forgive yourself. Have mercy on yourself for having these devil energies. Have mercy on yourself, or forgive yourself for allowing, to be weak and give in to alcohol or something, or to be weak and give in to these women that were seducing you. Perhaps have self-acceptance. Accept yourself as you are. You were divinely created. Plus, this is just an avatar, an earthly meat suit, right? Your soul is who you truly are. That new soulmate is a test, divine feminines, of those choices. So remember, this is a test for your karmic lessons. Will ensure This test is to show your dedication to your journey, overall journey, the divine journey. Your pot of gold, that treasure that you search for, is love. Just love. Love for self. Alright. Spirit messages 1111. Awakening process. Also spiritual connection for twin flame. If you're seeing these numbers, that's what it means. Synchronicities. For those in the synchronicities. Journal your dreams. And practice courage. Give yourself little tests to have courage. Maybe there's little things that you don't normally have the strength to do. Speaking up to someone, or standing your ground, or something like that. But, so practice courage to help build your courage up. It's like a muscle. You have to work it out. Work it. Work it, work it, work it. The player got played, so this player with the three-party situations, his karmic spouse also had a three-party situation on her side, because she knew he was playing. She knows exactly who the divine feminine is, Spirit said. Soul rebirth for the masculines. Let go of desired outcomes. Let go of wondering, when is it going to grow, when is it going to grow, when is it going to show, when's he going to come. We don't plant a seed for a tree and then wait and wait and wait for it to sprout and grow. We just water it once in a while and walk away, go do your thing. And, in time, divine time, it will sprout and you will see it taking fruition, right? And that's how this connection is. You just need to send it positive vibes in the 5D and have faith that it will show or have fruition, come to fruition. Thanks, Spirit. So this is what I have for you. I hope you have a blessed day.